Hello, welcome to Spotlight, picking out the island's wide and wonderful artistic scene.
Spotlight, brought to you by the Isle of Man Arts Council.
This evening, we hear about this year's Easter Arts Exhibition, a new initiative to help people discover more about working in the creative industries. The Railway Children comes to the Gaiety stage, musical Mayhem at Kensington Arts this Easter, and the Arts Council is seeking a new member. It could be you. Remember, do get in touch with any creative artistic endeavours you may be involved in, planning, hoping to create, or would really like to put in the spotlight. Poetic, visual, theatrical, musical, literary. You know the list. It goes on forever. Email me spotlight@manxradio.com or direct Howard Kane at manxradio.com. Packed show, no time to waste. Anyone who spent more than a year or two living on the island will realise a regular event on the artistic calendar at this time of the year, the Isle of Man Arts Society Easter Arts Exhibition. Always a wonderful display from some of the best-known artists resident here, and quite a few you might never have heard of. This year is the 75th anniversary, a preview evening on Thursday the 6th of April, at which the Governor will open the event. It opens to everyone else the next day. Peter Hepworth is the president of the society. He spoke to my colleague Lewis Foster from Manx Radio's newsroom.
It starts on Good Friday. It opens to the general public on Good Friday, and it's open Friday, Saturday, Sunday and the Monday over the Easter weekend. In the past, we have had the exhibition over a longer period, but what we've found from experience is that most of the sales from the exhibits comes in those 4 holiday days over that weekend. At the venue that we've used where we can has been in the Villa, or it's in the Villa Arcade this year, which it has been for a couple of years. Originally on the old Villa Marina, used to have it in the garden room, which was down on the ground level. We've had the Easter exhibition for a number of years. As long as I can remember, I've been a member of the society for over 50 years. And it's as long as I can remember, we've always had an exhibition at Easter in various locations. The best one seems to be in the area of the Villa, because there's a good footfall, particularly over the holiday period in that area. So that's what we hope to do.
You say good footfall. Last year, almost more than 2,000, you were saying?
Yeah, there was about just under 2,300 people came around last year, holidaymakers and local people. I know a lot of locals. If they see me, they'll say, "Oh, when's your exhibition? You know, have you got any exhibits in the exhibition?" Things like that. So they do look forward to that, and it's good. It's good for the society, because we're a charitable organisation. It's open to anybody interested in any form of art. We have a pottery kiln, and we have evenings, most evenings of the week, I think, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday evening, and all day Wednesday, people can come along to the Art Society's rooms, and they can, do their own thing, paint or potter. And when I say potter, pot with pots,
rather than pottering around.
Potter around. It's quite friendly that way as well. But the exhibition helps to keep our studio going, because we take commission off the artists if they sell anything, and that helps towards the upkeep of the studios, which are in Douglas.
And it's celebrating the UNESCO biosphere on the Isle of Man. So what kind of things can we expect to see? You're a painter yourself, so I expect some landscapes and some details of the nature around the Isle of Man.
Yeah, I haven't got an awful lot that I'm putting in the exhibition this year. I like to do things like lighthouses or mechanical things. I've done pictures of the railway workshops and things like that. But I find lighthouses are actually quite commercial. Don't ask me why people like to buy them, but they like that seat. I don't know what it is. But that's the sort of thing that I would do locally. I don't do a lot of scenes. I've done a couple of Castle Rushen. It's awkward though. Castle Rushen it's so most of the day, Castle Rushen looks grey. The whole building just looks grey. The only time that it looks interesting is about 8:30 and 9 o'clock at night in the summer, when the sun swings right the way around to the back of Castletown and it picks out the facets of the castle. So you've got a light face and a dark face, a light, dark, and it makes it look much more three-dimensional.
Is that what they call golden hours, with when that sun's got that hue to it?
Well, it could be, yeah. I mean, but it's just that in that. It's only when it goes right the way around the castle that it picks out those facets on there. I mean, the other thing is, as far as I'm concerned, any landscapes, it's got to be a nice sunny day. And I don't paint when I'm out and about. I usually take photographs and then come back and use the photographs as a reference to do painting. But I know a lot of people go out and they paint. I've got the exact terminology. But in the open air, anyway.
Al fresco.
No, it's not that. Something like plein air or something like that.
Right.
But some people go out and they'll paint like that. And I know the society, certainly in the summer, they used to, on a Thursday evening, have an organised trip where they'd go to a venue and there'd be a few artists to paint there. I don't know whether we've done that recently. I tend not to, because I have other activities on a Thursday. But I know we used to do that. And again, on the evenings at the society and in the daytime, there's quite a lot of ladies, particularly in the daytime, because I think a lot of the male artists are perhaps working. There's one or two who will go along in the day, but I know the Wednesday's a good day for painting in the studio, in the art studio, which is difficult to find. It's in Withington Road. You've probably never heard of Withington Road, have you? No. As you come down Broadway, from the traffic lights by St Ninian's, if you turn into Woodburn Road, Withington Road is the first road on the left, and it goes between Woodburn Road and Broadway.
Right.
And the studio is down a little lane at the back, just off Withington Road. It's quite a big building when you get inside it, and there's adequate off-street parking for members as well.
There's an awful lot of work that goes into staging these exhibitions. Do get along and support it. Something for everyone, you won't be disappointed. And of course, a lot of the work is on sale, so you can possibly bag yourself a beautiful work of local art to enliven your life.
Spotlight, brought to you by the Isle of Man Arts Council.
Now, the creative arts is what this programme is all about, but moving to work professionally in the arts can be quite daunting. Now, the Arts Council on the Isle of Man is launching a series of workshops aimed at helping to give people an insight into what's involved. Arts Development Officer for Desk, Martin Kane, told me more.
It's a new thing for the new event for the Arts Council, and it's something that we've been looking to do for quite a while now, which is delivering talks or workshops for people who work or are interested in the creative industries. So we often have like artists come to us to talk, want more information about things like copyright and image rights and things like that. And musicians will come to us as well to sort of ask a bit more about like sort of how to get ahead in the music industry. So we thought this was it's a good time this year to set up these very specific talks and workshops about these sorts of subjects. So we've got our first one is next week, Saturday the 15th of April at Kensington Arts up on Kensington Road. And we're sort of very happy that the drummer Richard Jupp is coming over to deliver a talk about the music industry. For sort of those who aren't familiar, Richard Jupp was the founding member of the band Elbow. He was a co-songwriter with them, so he's done all the tours and all that lot with those around the world. He's a Mercury Prize winner, and he since sort of leaving Elbow, he wanted to go on and in his career get more into teaching, and so now he's a lecturer at LIPA and a private drum teacher. So we're very lucky to have him over for the weekend, where he's going to deliver these talks. And it's going to be very much he'll give a bit of a talk about himself, and then there's going to be the opportunity for people to ask him questions about his time, maybe in Elbow, about teaching, and just sort of general how to get ahead in the music industry.
So is this going to be open to pretty much anyone interested, as you say, in this particular case, maybe within the music industry, wanting to make it as a musician, this sort of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So any of these Insights events that we're going to do are going to be free entry to everything. And yeah, it's there's still some tickets left. You can go to kensingtonarts.im and book your free seats. Book your free seats there.
Now, you say there's going to be a series. Are the rest already planned going through the summer? So they're going to take some different aspects of the creative industries?
Yeah, so we're just in talks with. We're going to try and do 4 a year, so we'll spread them out over the year. We're just in talks about the next couple at the moment, but as I say, we're sort of looking at things like a copyright and image ownership, especially it's sort of a hot topic now when you get things like AI creating images and all those sorts of things. There's sort of new rules and laws coming up. So yeah, we're going to be offering those types of workshops in the future.
It's a great idea. I can see they're going to be very popular. How do people, if they want to go along, do they just turn up? Do they need to contact the Arts Council in the first instance?
So for this one, you'll be able to go to kensingtonarts.im and from there you'll see the Brickshop talk and you'll be able to book your tickets on there.
Are you hoping generally then doing 4 in the first instance, and then you're hoping this will become a regular thing sort of year on year?
Definitely, I think we could always see, as I say, this is the first year, so looking at how popular these things get, it's always good to sort of use it as a bit of treading water to start with. But yeah, if it becomes popular by the end of the year, there's no reason why we couldn't look to do it on a more regular occurrence.
Sounds like a great idea. Tickets are free and limited, though. They can be booked via the Kensington Arts website. Booking is essential. Questions for Richard should be emailed to the Isle of Man Arts team via their email address iomartscouncil@gov.im. There can't be many people on the island who haven't seen the film The Railway Children, the original and best, of course, with Bernard Cribbins and Jenny Agutter, and quite a few might have seen the wonderful stage version in London. Now the local theatre company Parker and Snell are to bring the play to the Gaiety stage. I asked producer Carl Parker if it was similar to the play staged in London.
It's actually is the same version. So it's written by Mike Kenny, and it first came out in 2008, I think it was, at the York Theatre Royal. So yeah, we were fortunate to get the same script. So it obviously moved from York down to Waterloo, and it's played at King's Cross Station. So it's the same sort of characters taken from the film, and so yeah, it's an inventive piece of theatre, should I say.
So those who haven't seen the stage show, but are familiar with the famous film with Bernard Cribbins and Jenny Agutter and such like, similarities, identical or very different?
Well, to be honest, I haven't watched the film since I was a kid. Back the although I did watch the recent one with Sheridan Smith, and Jenny Agutter came back and she still played Bobby, so she's playing the grandmother. So it is the same characters as you see in the film. You've got Mr. Perks, Bobby, Peter, Phyllis, and all that, and Mrs. Viney. It's the same storyline as the original film, because I know the modern film they kind of changes to the Second World War. This is still, Edwardian time where the kids have to move up to Yorkshire. The father sort of gets arrested for falsely accused of spying and so on, and then they move to Yorkshire. So it's exactly the same storyline, but obviously it's been adapted for the stage.
Tricky to stage here then, because obviously people thinking, they're thinking railway platforms, they're thinking railways, whatever. Does it have its own challenges when it comes to staging?
Yeah, that's the funny one was someone saying, well, where are you going to get a train from? Well, I did go down to the steam office to see if we could get a train, but they said no, and I don't think we'd get one in the Gaiety anyway. So, the thing is, the way Mike Kenny's written this is it's very much our style anyway, because as you can appreciate with the story, to go from London to then Yorkshire, then it's a train station, then it's the Perks' office and so on. It's very fluid and has to move quickly, so it's not, the scene changes are very quick. So it's, 1 minute you're in York, the next minute you're in, the train station, the next minute you're in Mrs. Perks' house and so on. So it's very quick moving in that way. So it's going to be based on a lot of props and furniture that is the cast will choreograph and move and interweave within the play. So no sort of like block sets, so to speak. It'd be impossible to do with this script. And actually, Mike Kenny at the start of the script, he says the powerful prop we had was the imagination of the audience and the skill of the actors. So it's based on literally, props that, could be used. So, caskets, baskets, sort of suitcases, those types of things that could be created into a bed, can create into a sort of dining table and so on. So it's very much that way with this particular piece.
And you mentioned the actors and actresses there. Let's talk a little bit about them. I think John Walker's playing the great roles of Perks.
He is Mr. Perks. So we have Keira Mackey, who's playing Roberta, and she was actually Mayella Ewell in To Kill a Mockingbird a couple of years back, and Libby Delaney, who's playing Phyllis. Daniel and Sarah has also been in a few plays for Parker and Salkbury, but they're young, so he's only 18. Libby's 15, Keira's 21, so they've come through the ranks. They've done some stuff. So yeah, we have Dave Shaw, who's playing the old gentleman. I don't know whether you'll appreciate me, saying old gentleman, but there you go. He's getting to that age now. Rachel Jockin, who's playing the mother, and June Brighton, who's playing the father. So we have a few of us, like Cat Court, who's playing Mrs. Pogue. So it's a good all-rounded cast.
So you're not treading the boards yourself in this one?
I'm not this time. I mean, to be honest, I haven't done anything since playing Atticus in To Kill a Mockingbird. So as an actor, I'm resting actor. So I'm just producing and props and all that kind of stuff.
Resting, darling. Colin directing?
Yes, Colin is directing again. Yeah, so he's been over. So we only started rehearsing on I think it's the 27th of March. So we just have a short period, a few weeks, and then into the theatre.
Give us the opening date, where to get tickets, how to get tickets and such like.
Yeah, so it opens on Thursday the 20th and closes on Saturday the 22nd. It's 6 performances, including 3 matinees. And the hotline for the tickets is 600 555 and villagaiety.com.
It's bound to be a great night. Get yourselves down there. We'll be speaking more to Carl, by the way, next week about the problems of casting and staging plays on the island and future plans for Parker and Snell. There's a musical mayhem happening at Kensington Arts this Easter. It's a busy time for arts on the island, I tell you. But this is organised mayhem designed to get children involved in the joy of theatre and stage musicals. Musical director for the mayhem event, Heather Dakin. Explain more.
Of course, organised chaos. We are going to be doing all sorts of different songs from different shows with potentially different sets of kids each week. So you can sign up for week 1 or week 2 or both. And generally having a huge amount of fun with the fabulous world of musical theatre.
Terrific. So any specific shows, a whole selection? You mentioned a couple there.
There will be definitely bits from the Addams Family, from Mean Girls, from Everybody's Talking About Jamie, which is then coming up in the KA programme in the summer. And then a few others, which are very exciting and we will publicise over the next few weeks. So keep watching.
Oh, terrific. And so you are the musical director, you say, so presumably there's going to be, a choreographer, someone doing the theatrical side of it, the acting side as well?
Absolutely. So we've got Brescia Crookle, who is the choreographer and a fabulous dancer within the profession. And we've got Joe Hilliard, who is taking charge of all things acting as director. So, yeah, good team. We're having a lot of fun.
That is a good team, yeah. And so is it aimed at sort of kids who've already got an interest in the theatre and wanted to improve their skills, or kids who've never had the balls to actually have a whiz before?
I think both is the answer. I mean, it should be something which is accessible to everyone, and that's very much the vision behind Kensington Arts. So we are opening it up to all children from 8 to 18, and whether you've never done anything music theatre wise before or whether you've been in every show going, it doesn't matter. We'll still find something which we can help and develop with.
And the days themselves, it's running through the Easter holidays, so it's something what sort of runs from the morning through until 4 in the afternoon in a sort of workshop arena. Yeah,
absolutely, 10 till 4, and then we're going to split up that time with different age groups, different songs, different aspects of musical theatre skills. And then put it all together for a showcase on the Friday afternoon for friends and family.
Oh, terrific. So they come along and see what they can see. So it will be a whole show, obviously. It'll be excerpts of what the kids have been doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're putting together different songs from different shows, and the intention is that we're including the dialogue around it so that kids are getting a chance to have a go at the acting side as well as the singing and the choreography. Because we know that some people feel super confident dancing and other people like me are less keen. So
that sounds like me.
It's important that we provide for everybody's preferences there.
Yeah, that'd be me. I'd be happy enough on the acting and the singing, but the dancing would be my bête noire, I think. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So you get a real mixed bag. The age group is from where to where?
8 to 18.
Oh, great. So it's quite a spread.
Yeah, absolutely. And very much in line with what we do at Kensington Arts. It's intended to be affordable, so it's only £30 for the entire week.
Which is excellent value when you think about it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you've got 3 well-qualified professionals, a huge amount of fun, 10 till 4 every day. Yeah, I think so. But the arts should be accessible to everyone, so that's what we do.
Totally. And what's your background then? Because obviously, musical director, I assume your background is in music?
It is. I started off as a professional flautist, playing the flute in orchestras in the UK. And then when I had my children, I chose to settle down a bit and move in towards teaching as a music specialist in primary. So I'm now at Victoria Road School in Castletown, which I absolutely love, teaching a lovely little army of year ones and doing all things musical and fun.
How do they get in contact? How do they get their kids enrolled?
So you can visit Kensington Arts on Facebook or go to the website and you can book through there. Equally, you can get in touch with any questions. And yeah, come join us.
As I always say, always something going on at Kensington Arts. Easter busier than ever. Go online, as Heather says, and you can get your little creatives involved. Who knows where it might end? Just time to tell you the Isle of Man Arts Council is looking for a new member, Arts Development Manager. For Desk, Jane Corkle told me more.
They rotate on a 4-year cycle. It's a 4-year term of office. And once the 4-year term of office is complete, a member can opt to stay on for another 4, but they have to leave the council after 8 years. So that's the maximum term that anyone can sit on the council.
OK, so in this particular case, is this someone coming to the end of their term, or is it a sort of a shifting round of the chairs around the table, as it were?
The Isle of Man Arts Council shares a Tynwald approved development strategy with Culture Vannin, and under the Manx Heritage Foundation Act, a member of the Isle of Man Arts Council has to sit on the board of Culture Vannin. And so this particular Arts Council vacancy is to sort of, it's almost like a double role. So this member will sit on the Arts Council, and they will have all the same responsibilities and role and decision-making sort of ability, etc., etc. So as a, I'm going to say, standard Arts Council member. I hope they're not listening to this. But then this person will also be an actual trustee, a board member of Culture Vannin as well. And so they will provide that continuity between the two bodies because we work so closely together. You know, it's just good to have that person that brings what Culture Vannin is doing to the Arts Council and vice versa.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because as you say, there must be a lot of crossover between these two bodies.
There is a lot of crossover. We have applicants for funding, you know, that come to the Arts Council who may also be looking to have funding from Culture Vannin as well. But just strategically, what both bodies are doing, there's a lot of crossover. So it's always helpful to know what each other is doing. Interested?
Applications close on the 7th. That's Friday, the 7th. Don't hang around. You can contact Isle of Man Arts Council at gov.im or phone 694598 for more information, or go to the website. That's about it this week. Don't forget, if you want to hear anything again, manxradio.com, download the Spotlight podcast, listen where you want. Why not try it whilst unwrapping a Cadbury's cream egg, then licking out that gooey bit in the middle? Just saying. See you next week, when hopefully we'll be talking more to Carl about the theatre. Have yourselves a happy Easter, whatever you're doing. Be creative about it. Cheerio.